Right, good afternoon and greetings from South Georgia, USA. We are at May the 14th, 2024. Been busy today doing things about bills and groceries and things that we
Drugs.
couldn't help and have to be done. The U.S. Mail Service, the USPS, has been unreliable here in Georgia here recently. We've sent checks out in the mail and they are not reaching their destination in a timely manner. So we've been scrambling around trying to straighten that out, and instead of sending checks in the mail, it looks like we're going to have to do the uh, the debit card method and online payments and stuff like that. Also had a debit card that was apparently some person tried to hack, and our bank closed down our debit card and we had to go and get a new number. So these things are happening more and more now with this new technology. Used to, you went down and paid your bill with a gold or silver coin. That was the old way, that was the money. Maybe you traded a pumpkin for some services or a bag of oats or some other commodity that you grew on your farm. Now it's the money is acting like it's not going to work too much longer, the fiat money as they call it. But we have newer technology all the time. I want to talk to you about the newer technology of golf clubs. Um, of course, it started with a simple limb with a knot on it. And they whacked that, found them a limb and carved on it a little bit, and they whacked their ball around with this limb with a knot on it. Have no idea what they used for a ball, but I guess they had balls of some sort. Then they started making them out of steel, and they progressed through the years, hundreds of years, until they were making. I'll show you the technology of the 1960s. Now, this club isn't that old, but this is a Wilson Tour Blade forged. This is a commemorative club. Wilson made a commemorative limited edition sets of these, and I ran across a set of these used, and they were practically gave them away because nobody wants this old technology. But this is what people, Sam Snead and people like that, used to shoot under par rounds with on golf courses that are nothing as manicured as they have now, greens that were bumpy, and they perfected this using this tool. Show it to you here. All right, now, somewhere around 20 or 30 years ago, I'm not sure when, they came up with a hybrid club. Of course, they've had woods for a long time, but they call this a hybrid club. I found this one in the woods at my golf course. Somebody got mad and threw it in the woods. I can't figure out any other way that it could have gotten there, and I acquired this by finding it in the woods. It's a Cobra. It's called a Fly Z. I don't know how old this is. It's possibly 10 years. This is actually not brand new technology, but the technology of the hybrid club came along, and it was easier to hit than the blade type clubs. The shorter clubs, the pitching wedges and the nines and all, they're not bad to hit. But when they get into the 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, and all of that, they get harder and harder to hit. These do, and it requires more practice. They're harder to hit because they're longer, and they're just harder to hit. But the professionals like Sam Snead and Ben Hogan, these guys were superb athletes, and they had conquered the ability to hit blade style clubs, even up to the 1 iron. Jack Nicklaus was famous for being able to hit a 1 iron. Now I can hit the pitching wedge blade. I have that much skill. But when I get up past 7, 6, 5, they're a lot harder to hit. I have to really, really concentrate. But this guy here, this hybrid club, see how it looks down there. Still got the face. Let's go this way. Still you can see the face of it, like you can see the face of that. But there's a house behind it, or a bulb. That's a lot easier to hit club than I would say this might be something like similar to a 4 iron. But I promise you it's easier to hit. Now they've got, so I'm going to hit a couple, and then we'll talk about this new technology. And I've already told you about the new technology of the internet with the pay on demand and the PayPal and the automatic draft being taken out of your bank account and all that kind of stuff. So let me hit a couple here, and then I'll continue. I do have a point that I'm trying to make. Okay, here I am with the Cobra Hybrid. Sometimes they call these rescue clubs too. Some 15 years ago they came out, and even the pros use them now in certain situations. I'm going to hit it. I can promise you I have a 4 iron in this Tour Blade Wilson set, but this is much easier to hit. Okay, I still have to hit down on it a little bit. I'm going to waggle it. My waggle is my wrist cock, by the way. That's my wrist cock. That's my waggle. My waggle is my wrist cock. So I just repeat it. I'm going to make sure that I hit down on the ball a little bit. And I hit a very nice long shot. I actually missed it a little bit. I hit a little bit behind it. If I had done that with a 4 iron, I wouldn't have got anything like that good a result. Now, walk up here and let me hit another one. I can do better than that. I should have gotten up a few balls. Talk about an intermediate target a little bit. I hit balls out here, and I walk along and just hit them where they're laying. And a lot of times I don't bother to find an intermediate target. Now that's one thing that Jack Nicklaus did. An intermediate target, I'll show you what it is. I'm closing my left eye, and I'm holding this club on the golf ball and in the direction that I want it to go. And it just so happens that out here in the pasture, there's a very nice piece of manure right there, about 3 feet in front of that ball. See that? Now sometimes you can't find a good intermediate target. You know, you can't find a blade of grass, but that piece of manure is pointed, my club is lined up, and that piece of manure is right in the direction. So instead of hitting out there to 190 yards away, thinking about that, I'm thinking about hitting to this piece of manure right here. So I'm going to line up as if that's all I want to do. And I'm going to get my waggle, take a little swing, and I'm going to make sure that I hit slightly down on this ball. and I hit a beautiful shot. I forgot where my ball was, right in the direction that I wanted to hit. And I'm gonna have to tie my shoe just a little bit here. I'm about to lose my shoes. It's not as easy to get off the ground these days. Let's go over here and hit another one now. I've been wanting you to show you this right here. Let's go over there. Okay, I found something out here in the field that I've been wanting to show you. Now see, you're a little bit close to me where you're going to get hit. Okay, you got it?
Mm-hmm.
This right here is one of the most notorious weeds in my pasture. I don't know the scientific name of it. I call it a thistleweed. Oh, I barely touched that and that joker stuck me. Even goats won't eat this right here. Now I just about promise you that God had a reason for putting this in the, see how stiff it is? That's a very tough plant. I use those I get rid of them, but I also use them to remind myself how to use my body to come into the golf club. So I'm using my golf club now. See how I chop that grass? Look how the grass, this thing's traveling real fast. This blade's not very sharp, but notice how it clips the grass just like scissors, because it's going fast because of the way I'm swinging. I'm going to see if I can get this down. I promise you this is tough stuff. I'm going to try to cut it off at the ground using this, maybe even a little below. I have to hit it hard. This is a tough plant. Now I cut this off right there at the ground. See there? Now that is a bad boy right there. I got it before it went to seed. But no matter how much I try, that stuff still comes up out here. All right, back to the blade club, the blade pitching wedge. As technology advances, all right, this is technology of the 1960s, but I don't think that they've improved much on this. They have what they call cavity back. It's supposed to make it easier to hit, but even I can hit a 1960s type ball with this type club. So let's see if I can get a nice high ball flight. My waggle. Beautiful shot. Very nice. Now, let me get to what I'm trying to talk about. Here's another one of those little weeds right there. See, that one's coming up. See it? Let's nip this one in the bud, as they say. Get out of here. I'll tell you one animal that will eat that, I think. I used to have a camel out here on the farm when we used to do tours and bring kids out here. And I had a chance to buy a camel, and I did. I don't think there's anything that a camel can't eat in the way of a briar. I think a camel would just eat that down. Their mouth is made that way. They love briars more than anything else. I've been looking at a set of Cleveland, let me say this exactly right here. Been looking at it on YouTube. Cleveland Launcher XL Halo irons. And these would be a full set of irons all the way down to the pitching wedge that look something like these. I say something like, but they are the hybrid type. The Cleveland XL Launcher Halo. $400 and probably $500 on Amazon or from a store. Do I need a full set? Since I don't have any trouble hitting the pitching wedge of the blade type. And some of the newer blade types might even be better than this 1960s technology. Or do I just need to keep the older technology in the pitching wedge, the sand wedge, the 9, and maybe the 8, the blade type, because I don't have any problem hitting them. And then move to the hybrids as I move up. But everybody can't hit these blades even in a short club. And I mean the pitching wedge. This right here is a P. Some of them call it pitching wedge. This right here hits it, depending on who you are, 100 yards to 130 yards, depending on how strong you are. And I'm in a dilemma right now trying to decide, do I go with the new technology or do I have a mixed bag of some blade clubs that I know I can hit well and then move to the hybrids as I get into the longer clubs, which I'm quite sure I hit better. And by the way, professional golfers use these guys too. They use these rescue clubs out there. That's a dilemma. And I've been thinking about it, trying to decide. So I'm going to break just a minute and come back and talk about new technology, mixed bag, old technology, mixing with new technology, or going to the all new hybrid clubs throughout the entire bag. All right, I found another one of those bad boys. And I'm not going to reach down and touch it like I did. I'm getting that out of here. The waggle. Now see, I hit behind it because I was really trying to hit it hard and I didn't get it. I couldn't see the bottom of it. Let me get it. All right, we're back again. We're not chopping weeds now, we're hitting golf balls. Now, as to the new technology and the old technology, some people use the old technology but to challenge themselves. That's one of the reasons that I went to those old blade clubs. I just wanted to see if I could learn to hit them. That's probably the reason that I shoot a longbow. Some people shoot even more primitive bows and arrows than I do. They want to challenge themselves. Some people go to a crossbow, which is a lot easier to be pinpoint accuracy. Some people go to a shotgun or a rifle. It's up to you. Whatever you get the most fun out of. After all, golf should be fun. You certainly probably need a couple of these hybrid clubs in your bag because unless you're really good, it's hard as the devil to hit a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1 iron. They don't even hardly use them anymore. Even the pros don't. Okay. New technology, always improving, always improving. Balls are getting better, clubs are getting better. But there's one thing. Let me hit a ball. I'm going to tell you about one thing that never changes. And it never will change. All right, let's see if I can put a good, hard, clean, solid lick. And I did on that ball. And what I'm talking about that never changes is the words of Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, and the Bible, and the words and the teachings of the Bible. It is the same yesterday, today, and it will be the same tomorrow. It never changes. People have tried to change it, but nobody has come up with anything, any words that cut to the heart like the words of Jesus. That technology, I'll call it, comparing it to a golf club, it does not change. Jesus said, I am the way. He's saying, come follow me. This is the way. The way where? The way to eternal life, to salvation. I am the truth, he said. The truth. I'm telling you the truth. This is the truth. Follow me if you care. And I am the life. He meant the life eternal. Those words never change. They were uttered 2,000 something years ago, and literally millions, if not billions of people have believed those words, and they've entrusted their lives to Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. I'm advising you to investigate those words which never change. I'm going to hit a few more balls, and then I'm going to tell you how to investigate those words. Now, I want you to have fun at golf. Golf is good exercise. There's no better exercise than walking. If you've got a course that's got a few hills in it, that's wonderful. Get out of those golf carts. Walk. If you've got a bag that you can get they call it a trolley, a push cart, a pull cart. Okay? Have fun with golf. If you can't play 18 holes, play 2 or 3 to start with until you build up for it. Okay, are you getting frustrated because you can't win? That's not the point, but play with people of your similar skill level, and then you don't have to worry about it. And in golf, they also have a handicap system. If somebody routinely shoots 5 fewer shots than you do, then they're supposed to give you a handicap so that it'll be competitive and it will encourage you to get better. Golf has a handicap system. It's one of the few sports that does. Enjoy golf. If you've got a place to hit golf balls like I do, I don't go to the golf course that much anymore. I just come out and hit them out here. I love to see the balls fly. These golf balls, I didn't buy any of these. I picked these up at the golf course. People that hit them into the woods. I got more than I know what to do with. Okay, here we go. Nice, smooth shot. The waggle is my wrist set. Let's see what I can do here. I've never made a better shot than that. All right, now I want to tell you how to get what Jesus offered. He said all you have to do is ask for it. He said, ask, and you will receive. Ask for what? New set of golf clubs? No. You're going to ask him for eternal life. You're going to say, Jesus, save me. I believe what you said, and I want that. And it might also be okay to ask Jesus to give you more faith. There was an example in the Bible where a person said, "Will you help my faith?" That is your belief. You can do that. Jesus, help me, strengthen my faith so that I can believe more, so that I can enjoy more of your teachings and the blessings that come from believing you. Okay, going back to the Wilson old style blade club. I'm going to make sure I hit down nicely on this ball and that I hit the ball first and not the ground. Oh, it was just as clean as it could be. That was fun. Now I am going to try to start going to the golf course this summer. I have a couple of friends that I used to play with. And I've kind of gotten interested in it again. Here we go. We're going to do it again. Make sure you've got the club gripped properly. You may have to get some YouTube instruction or possibly personal instruction on how to grip the golf club. A little experimentation will go a long way. Now you see what I did then? Let me show you what I did then. That ball was about right there. I'll say it was about right there. It was over. I hit way behind that ball. I did not hit that ball. I hit the ground. That's called a fat shot. Now I'm going to hit it again. You see that right there? And the ball didn't do much. Now I'm going to concentrate more on hitting that ball. And this time you should see the dirt be skinned in front of the ball. Let me demonstrate that to you. Hit this ball, not the dirt, first. That was a beautiful shot. Now I did not hit the dirt in front of the ball, but I didn't dig the dirt. I just basically picked the ball. But it did go down in front of the ball. That was you don't have to hit the dirt in front of the ball. If you pick it clean, that works too. Now a lot of the good players, you'll see them on the short irons, you'll see them take a chunk of dirt out and throw it out in front of the club. You know, out about 20 yards, they'll throw a chunk. Now in the old days, back in the 60s and all, you'd see the players actually walk up and themselves and grab that piece of dirt and bring it back, that piece of grass, and put it back in place. I think they were just doing that for the camera. People don't do that nowadays on the golf course. If you take a chunk out of it, you pretty much just leave it. Now sometimes they give you a bottle of sand, and you can pour that sand in that hole, and then the grass will grow back. Let's see if we can't hit another. I'm trying to get it to rest right there. Okay. See if I can hit down a little more to show you a divot in front. A divot in front is no better than picking it. Picking it is good too. Picking it means pick it clean. But I'm going to really try to get a divot here. Now you see, here's the old one that I missed it. Here, the ball was right here, and now you see the divot in front. That was a stronger shot even than the one that I picked. Do it again, and I'm concentrating more. Make sure that I hit down. And by the way, with the hybrid clubs, you don't really try to get that big a divot. That's with these shorter irons. Let's see if I can't get a divot. I'm going to put a piece of this fertilizer, also called manure, right where the ball is, and let's see if I can't get a divot in front of the ball. This is a more surefire way of getting a really solid hit. I didn't. I picked it. but I still made a good shot. One more time. I know y'all are just loving watching me hit these golf balls. Maybe you don't have much else to do if you're still watching. Let's get a divot this time. You don't have to get a divot, but it's good to get one. Beautiful shot. Now you see, I just got to the dirt right there. That's a divot right there. All right, that's about all I got to say about that. Get out there and play. It's good for you. Find you a place to hit golf balls. You don't have to have a huge place to hit them. You know, they got these things called wiffle balls. They're plastic balls with holes in them. You can get in your own backyard, in your neighborhood. You can swing just as hard as you want to, and those balls won't go anywhere. They won't go out of your yard or break any windows. You can do some really good golf practice like that. All right. I hope that's been helpful. This is Gardener Israel signing off.